When someone decides to buy a house, the first thing they typically do is pull out their phone and search for local listings on Google. For years, buyers have bypassed the generic text ads at the top of those results. Instead, they scroll down and click directly into established portals like Zillow or Realtor.com. Once a buyer finds a property they like, they eventually hit the Contact Agent button. That specific click is how the portal industry generates its revenue, packaging that buyer's inquiry as a lead to a local real estate agent. This creates a hard cutoff point in the industry. The moment a buyer formally signs an agreement with an agent, it becomes a zero-sum game. That consumer is off the market, and every other platform loses its chance at the commission. A buyer might browse 5 different sites to look at photos, but Zillow's billion-dollar model requires capturing that user's contact information before they cross the zero-sum threshold. The portal industry survives by acting as a mandatory middleman, sitting directly between a buyer's initial Google search and their final contract with an agent. Google is now actively bypassing that middleman. The search giant is rolling out a much richer version of its local services ads for home listings across all 50 states. Up until recently, this feature was limited to a handful of major urban hubs like New York, Chicago, and Austin. Under the new expansion, anyone searching for a home on their phone will see high-resolution images, exact property pricing, and core home features embedded directly into the main Google search feed. The functionality here is the real shift. Buyers can call, message, or book a physical tour with a local agent right from the ad. They never have to leave Google to visit a secondary real estate site. Google is moving one step higher up the funnel to intercept the consumer at the exact moment of their very first search. To pull this off, Google had to solve a logistical problem. They cannot legally aggregate and display comprehensive real estate inventory themselves because Google is not a licensed real estate broker. To bridge that gap, they partnered with HouseCanary, which pulls fragmented property data from regional multiple listing services and formats it for Google search. Upon clicking, HouseCanary splits the routing, direct emails to the listing agent, and other inquiries to paying local services ads advertisers. Major national brokerages, including eXp Realty, are already piping their inventory directly into the program through these automated feeds. This partnership allows Google to generate leads and sell ad space to agents without the legal friction of holding the property data themselves. Industry veterans remain highly skeptical of this move. Google tried to organize real estate listings back in the early 2000s with a product called Google Base, and that project failed. That effort stalled because U.S. property data requires explicit permission from the listing broker. Inventory is never automatically public. Agents have to manually opt their data into third-party platforms. Even with a nationwide expansion, actual coverage depends on regional agreements. Right now, only 3 verified MLS regions, including San Diego, are fully participating in the rollout. This creates a major risk of a hollow experience. If a buyer uses the new Google tool but realizes half the local houses are missing, they will immediately go back to a dedicated portal. As analyst Victor Lund points out, a prime position might win the user's first click, but if the data is incomplete, Google will never earn the second. Will this update bankrupt Zillow or Homes.com tomorrow? No. Homebuyers naturally cross-shop, bouncing between multiple websites for different interfaces and tools. Analyst Mike Del Prate describes the threat as more systematic, comparing a portal's lead generation model to a power grid. Google doesn't need to shut off the entire grid, just siphon early connections to disrupt their return on investment. It is a war of attrition. By letting users book tours directly from search results, Google bleeds leads away from the portals before they ever reach the URL bar. We have to view this localized ad rollout alongside significant industry shifts, including national data consolidation and ongoing fights over listing control. The final variable is Google's expansive artificial intelligence project, Gemini. These listing deals aren't just about updating a mobile search page. They are about securing structured, verified property data to feed a growing artificial intelligence. Eventually, a trained AI could answer highly specific queries instantly, removing the need for a user to scroll through a list of links entirely. By integrating verified listings into its AI ecosystem, Google is positioning itself to handle the entire search process internally, making third-party portals optional.